In today's video, we're going to take a look at a shelf of titles from around the corner that I have brought around here and pose the questions: when did I last watch that movie? And would I consider that movie worthy of an upgrade to 4K? So let's get into it. So hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So every 2 weeks I bring this sort of a video, and part of it is an exercise in trying to quell the upgrades that I do, because I found myself upgrading a lot of movies to 4K, questionable as to whether they actually required a 4K transfer or not. And also, when you've upgraded a lot of movies from VHS to DVD, then DVD to Blu-ray, do you really need to upgrade again to 4K? Or am I just throwing good money after bad by going after format to format to format to format? It gets a bit silly. Now, obviously, there are going to be titles that I would upgrade and a lot that I wouldn't. And a lot of it is based upon individual opinion, obviously, and whether a film speaks to you and how much of a love you have for a movie. And where it comes down to it, at the end of the day, you could argue, well, you don't need to upgrade anything because you've got the film anyway. But living in the real world, there's some that I would upgrade, and doing this video or these sort of videos, I can formulate a list together, and if said films ever come to pass in 4K, I know to get them. If a film comes and I've got it and it's not on my list, then hopefully I won't get it. So let's begin with what I have here. I have two piles because I've had to bring them around from around there to here, simply because it's pretty dark over there. I ain't got the extension lead up here to stretch the light to there, blah blah blah, and more comfortable sat down doing this. So let's begin. So the first movie is Keira Knightley, Alexander Skarsgård, and that other fella from Terminator. His name's covered up on the front with a CEX sticker. So I picked this up for £3 in CEX. And I haven't watched it. I haven't watched this movie at all. So straight away, I don't think this would be a 4K worthy upgrade anyway, considering the type of movie it is. But am I wrong in that assumption? Now, I do believe this next one is available on 4K. However, I've only seen it twice. I've seen it once when it first came out. I saw it again when I picked up the Blu-ray. And it is Annihilation with Natalie Portman and what's his face? Poe Dameron guy, Moon Knight. His name is eluding me currently. But there we go. Anyway, I didn't mind this film. I thought this was an okay film. I like the pacing of it. I like the feel of it. I suppose, although there's elements of it that are quite colourful, and I think they would probably look good on 4K. That being said, it's not a film that I'm drawn to watching on a regular basis. So for that reason, if I believe there to be a 4K, correct me if I'm wrong, and I've allowed that 4K to just pass me by and me not even pay attention to it. So I don't need it. Next up, we have... Now, I'm going to put that down until I find the next one, because there's two of them. There's two of them, and they're a little bit mixed up because I dropped some on the floor and picked up. So I'll come to that in a minute. Next up is Mel Gibson's Apocalypto. Again, not one that I would pick up in 4K. Not one that I've watched for... Blimey, I haven't even watched I've not watched the Blu-ray. That's how long ago I watched this film. Do you know what I mean? Definitely not one to pick up. This is sealed. Oh, As Above, So Below. I picked this up for £2, obviously, or £1. I don't know when it was. I'll just say £2. I picked this up in Poundland when they had stock of stuff. Set in the catacombs below Paris, isn't it, in France? I think that's this one. is this a found footage movie? Because that's what's... I'm sure it's a found footage movie, and every time I look at it, I think found footage, found footage. I can't watch found footage movies because they cause me to have motion sickness. Blair Witch Project, when I first watched that, after watching the whole movie, I was held up in bed for 5-6 hours, sleeping off a severe case of motion sickness. And never after that have I watched a found footage movie. Excuse me for yawning. So... every time I see this, it's like, oh, I like the concept of it. I like the idea of these catacombs, which do exist below Paris, and you know what's there and all this sort of a thing. But then I think, oh, this is a found footage movie. So let me know, is it a found footage movie, or am I wrong? Next up, I like this film. Sigourney Weaver, Felicity Jones, voice of Liam Neeson, A Monster Calls. I really like this film. But again, it's one that I've not watched since I picked it up on Blu-ray. Imagine how much money I could have saved if I waited and picked these up, or you know, something like this in CEX instead of picking it up at release. It makes me kind of a bit sick, really. Next up we have... oh, okay, I imported this from Germany. Okay, and it is The Avengers. And we're talking the... you know, the Avengers, Sean Connery, Ralph Fiennes, Uma Thurman. Yeah, this is I remember seeing this at the cinema. You know, I haven't watched this in years. I haven't watched it since they have DVD. I picked it up when I was going through this craze of Germany's got this, Germany's got that. We haven't got it. Let's pick it up. Let's pick it up. What do I remember about this film? Teddy bears, giant teddy bears running around. The world seemed extremely underpopulated. Other than the cast of the film, the world seemed deserted of people. I got that from it. I remember having the poster of Uma Thurman. She had her own poster. I remember having that on my wall. You know, yeah, I remember that. 4K worthy? Definitely not. Okay, so I can do that one I put down. So the two that I have here are Attack on Titan 1 and 2. These are live action Attack on Titan films. I've yet to watch them. I picked them up very cheap. You know, I'm aware of the animated show through my children and this sort of a thing. Yes, I can't really say anything about that release. Next up we have AI Rising, which is a sci-fi film from Germany. Yeah, I've seen it. I can't remember much about it. I'm struggling to recall much about this movie. I'm drawing a blank. It's that memorable. That answers the question as to whether I pick up in 4K. Next up we have, it's a series, Appleseed Ex Machina. Oh no, it's an animated film. But no, I only watched it when I picked it up, but it would stay as is. Stay as is. Definite yes for this next one. Definite yes, 4K. This is a regular film, a film I watch regularly. Came out in 1998. I can't believe this movie came out in 1998. It makes me feel so damn old. Armageddon. Armageddon deserves a lovely treatment, a proper 4K release, a special edition bump-filled release. I love this movie. I love it. Definitely yes. Next up, do you know what? I would get this in 4K. I would as well. Assault on Precinct 13, John Carpenter. I think this is a wonderful movie. Wonderful movie. Oh, I've got a DVD in there of the other one. Yeah, there's something kind of, you know, you know the concept of the film. You got these people, prisoner, police, trapped in the police station. You got all the criminals outside attacking the police station, but there's something otherworldly about it. Something kind of mysterious. This kind of element of almost spookiness about it. In that, you know, at that time, that era, these were all different gang members. These were people that would have been affiliated with different gangs. They're all together coming in, and yeah, there's something air of mystery in a sense about it. But it's a great film. It's a great film. John Carpenter. It's underrated. John Carpenter film in that it doesn't really get mentioned too many times in the sort of, you know, when you're thinking about John Carpenter films, a lot of people don't really think about Assault on Precinct 13 for some reason. I don't know. It's a good film. It really is. And as a kid, seeing it, shocking. That scene with the little girl, the ice cream van, shocking. So that disc that was in there was Assault on Precinct 13, the Region 1 DVD. But I do have a, I think it's Dutch or something, of the remake film, which I should really rewatch at some point. It's been a long time, so that one is, yeah, I wouldn't get an upgrade for that one. Then next up we have The Arrival. Now I believe The Arrival possibly does have a 4K, and I really like this film. Yeah, it's Denis Villeneuve, you know, Dune, Blade Runner 2049. I should really rewatch this film again because, you know, there's part of me that says, yeah, I would like this in 4K. I'd like this movie in 4K. But I think I'd need to watch it again first to finalise that decision. Then the only problem is that I've just watched it, so it eliminates the need to pick it up and watch it. So I'm going to say no. Because that's the thing. Yes, let's be realistic here. It's not a film that I'd watch on a regular. As much as I like the film, it ain't got that rewatchability factor to it that some other films may have. I mean, Christ, I'd watch Batman and Robin more than I'd watch that film. Do you know what I mean? And obviously that film is far superior. Now, next up, we have Arachnophobia. I think this is a highly effective film. I really do. It's so creepy. When I watch it, it makes my skin crawl. You know, I haven't got a fear of spiders, but there's something about spiders, obviously. You know, I mean, I used to have a tarantula when I was a young lad. I had a bird-eating spider. I never held it. The first time I ever actually held a tarantula was maybe a year or two ago. First ever time, big tarantula, and I just felt, you know, I'm gonna overcome my fear of touching one. I can pick up little spiders, no problem, but I'm gonna overcome my fear of this thing, and I'm gonna hold it, and I did. Obviously, as a pet, I never held it. It was in a vivarium, and it was like more of a case of, oh, look what I've got. I've got a tarantula as a pet, kind of a thing. But there we go, silliness. But Arachnophobia, I remember seeing this at the cinema. I went with a girlfriend at the time, very young, secondary school. We went to see it. I actually missed the beginning. I mean, I think what happened was we went to see something else, and the something else wasn't on, and then we decided, oh, let's go in and see Arachnophobia. And when I got in the cinema, it was the bit where you've got the geezer dead in the box, and the spiders climbing through to be transported away from Venezuela. It was that bit, so I'd missed the first 5-10 minutes of the movie. But yeah, do you know what? I would upgrade to Arachnophobia if it was given a 4K release. I think it's a great film. Next up, we have Always, Steven Spielberg, a underrated, forgotten Steven Spielberg film. Richard Dreyfuss, you know, he was in Jaws. Holly Hunter, John Goodman. It's very much akin to Ghost. It's one of those kind of movies where you have Volcano, Dante's Peak, Armageddon, Deep Impact, Ghost, Always. Very similar sort of film. It's a no. But I watched it a few years ago, and there we go. Next up, it's Sealed, and I've not watched this for some time, and it is Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy. Anchorman the first one. Where's Anchorman 2 then? I may have that as a steelbook. I'm in the... I'm on my own in this opinion, right? Because a lot of people love this film and they dislike Anchorman 2. I like Anchorman 2 and I don't particularly like this movie. When I first watched this film, right, as much as I like Will Ferrell, which I do, when I first watched this film, I could argue that, did I watch an edited version with every funny moment cut out because the film didn't make me laugh at all, not once. But it's, the second one that's why it's a £2 pickup, because, I don't think much of the movie. Why'd I pick it up? I don't know. Let's not get into them questions. Then we have Ava. It's got a decent cast. That can't be denied. We have Colin Farrell in there. We have Jessica Chastain. We have Ian Grufford is in it. Gina Davis. John Malkovich. That's Joan Shen. Yeah, it's got a decent cast. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed my watch of it. It was when it came out. But no, not 4K worthy, obviously not. Aeon Flux. I think I might have a steelbook of this as well. With Charlize Theron. Not watched it in a long time. Long time. I wouldn't consider 4K. I can imagine it being a sort of film that may have a 4K. Has it? Let me know in the comments down below. But no, I remember... I like Charlize Theron. I think she looks great in it. I think she can really handle action pretty damn well. The films just fell flat for me. Really fell quite flat. I remember, didn't someone have hands as feet? Or something akin to that. Next up, Apollo 13. That's got to go in to get rid of pile, because I've actually got the Film Vault big edition. Got it cheap from Italy. So that one there has got to go bye-bye. Get rid of that. Then we have A Star Is Born, the Encore edition. I can get rid of that because I have the big collector's box set thing that came out for this. I don't know why I kept this one as well. So I'm getting rid of that. But 4Ks, yeah, Apollo 13, I've got 4K. Arnold Schwarzenegger in Aftermath. Quite, Arnie surprises me at times, not often, but he can give a half-decent performance on occasion. And I think this was one of them. Nice sort of general sort of film. I've not watched it for a long time since it came out, but 4K is a no, clearly. Oh look, there's my Anchorman 2. And it was somewhere. Anchorman, I think I've got a steelbook for Anchorman 2. Or did I get a steelbook for Anchorman 2? Or did I want a steelbook for Anchorman 2? Because it's quite cheap and I quite liked it. I'd have to go through the steelbooks. I may not have the steelbook for Anchorman 2. But I've got Anchorman 2. And yeah, but again, comedies as 4Ks now. And then we have Axel. I can't comment as to why I imported this, other than Thomas Jane was in it. That's all I've got. Looks like a Transformer dog, doesn't it? It probably looks better than it looks like Ravage, but better than the Ravage that we got in Transformers, probably. Ravage weren't a dog, it was a panther. But there we go. Okay, so the next one, quite interesting, because it's American Pie. American Pie, the box set. Now, recently, I picked up the American Pie, first one, the special 88 Films edition. the one with all the bump. I traded some stuff into CEX. They had it there. And I thought, you know what, I like the American Pie films for the most part. Not straight to video ones. And I thought, let's get it. Let's get it. And I did. And obviously they've announced, I got the Blu-ray, not the 4K. Okay, the Blu-ray one. There was a Blu-ray and a 4K option. It was the Blu-ray one they had. I was happy with that. And I'm inclined to get the other three, American Pie 2, American Pie Wedding, American Pie Reunion, in those same sets. Now, American Pie 2 seemingly has only got a 4K release like that, not a Blu-ray, for some strange reason, not unless I've missed that one. So I'd have to get the 4K of American Pie 2 because I want it like that. American Pie 3 and 4 I'd get as they're just Blu-rays. I don't think they've got 4Ks, so I'm fine with that. Obviously I don't really need to upgrade them because I have this box set here, but I like the films and I think they're quite nice additions. So, you know, there's an upgrade coming for them. I may change my mind. I may do. We'll have to see. Okay, so now you've been sat with me for over 21 minutes, right? But have you subscribed to the channel? Right? If you haven't, you're still sat here after that long, then seemingly I think it's a good idea that you subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you know when another video like this is coming. Let's move on to the second half of this, the next pile. Okay, at the top is Alita Battle Angel, and I watched this when it first came out. Yeah, it was all right. It was all right. I think this has probably got a 4K. I think it's got a 4K, and I think it probably, I can imagine it looks pretty damn good in 4K, but not for me in 4K. I'm happy with what I have there. I wouldn't upgrade that. Now, I don't know why I've still got this. I think it's just for the slip, but I can put the slip on the other one. Okay, so it's Assassin's Creed, okay? I've got Assassin's Creed in 4K, believe it or not. What it was, there was a box set that contained 4 films, and I know one of them was The Martian in 4K with the extended cut of The Martian. There was 3 other films in there, this being one of the others. I can't remember what the others were. Anyway, it was cheap. It was cheap and worked out about £2 something each, or £3 per film. And I picked it up in CEX. I don't know why I haven't got rid of this version of Assassin's Creed yet. And it's still sealed. It's not a great film. So I'm going to get rid of that. Right? I will keep the 4K. I will keep the 4K. I don't know why. But what I will do is I will use that slip for the 4K. So I will do that. Next. Oh, American Beauty with Kevin Spacey. Does this film come across as creepy now, given Kevin Spacey's, the accusations against Kevin Spacey? I don't know. I remember it was a very good film. Not one that I'd watch often, but it was good. That's Mina Savari, isn't it? Is that her name? She was in American Pies. But yeah, not 4K worthy. This next one may well be. Artificial Intelligence with Steven Spielberg. This is the Spielberg. This was the film that was going to be made by was it Kubrick? Stanley Kubrick, who was going to make this, and he passed away, and Spielberg stepped in and took the reins and done it for him, so to speak. I think this is a really good film, and I get the ending. I do get the ending, and I really enjoy the journey through this movie. It comes with a poster, right. And yeah, I think this would look pretty good as a 4K. Just because I'm saying that I would get these doesn't mean that I would, if that makes sense. I would consider them as a potential upgrade option. And next up we have Adjustment Bureau. Oh, yeah, this one of those early day Blu-rays, actually, from the early days of collecting Blu-ray when it first started. It's that era. Emily Blunt, Matt Damon. And I remember really enjoying this film. However, I've not watched it since then. A 4K would be no, most definitely on that. I don't think I would upgrade that to a 4K. I think I had to rebuy this because I couldn't find my one. I don't know if I lent it to someone and I never got it back or what, but I had to pick one up in CEX sometime to get it. And then we have Brad Pitt and Marion Cotillard in Allied. I watched this when I picked it up. I think it's quite slow, quite boring, to be honest. That begs the question as to why have you still got it, obviously. I do feel another culling of the collection coming on. I wouldn't do it as a weekly thing like I did before. I'd just go through everything, get together, and I'm getting rid of all this. I've culled all this kind of a situation. Then we have American Made, Tom Cruise. Yeah, that was a good film. I haven't watched it in years, probably about 6 years. But it's a good film. Okay, I don't know why I'll get my words out in a minute. I don't know why I've kept this. Avatar, the extended Blu-ray collector's edition. I've got it on 4K. I'm not a fan of the Avatar films. I've got them on 4K for the wife. She really likes Avatar. Is the Blu-ray film this version? Is it the extended cut that you get on here? That's the question that I'm asking. Is there, you know, I don't know. Look, I've got little stickers in there. Avatar stickers. I've got some lenticular cards in there that come with it, I guess. Yeah, I don't know the answer to that. Or is this an extended cut that didn't get the 4K? Let me know in the comments down below whether this, you know, is worth keeping hold of. Well, not for me. I don't know one thing. I don't know. Oh, anyway, just let me know. And then we have the A-Team. I really loved. I grew up with the A-Team. Come on, the A-Team is a great TV series, and seemingly, you know, Liam Neeson, Bradley Cooper, Sharlto Copley as Mad Murdock, whoever he is as B.A. Baracus. You know, you got a decent cast, but the film just wasn't that good, was it? It wasn't that good. It had some good moments. It was like an A-Team origin story, you know. I haven't watched it in years. Would I ever watch it again? Would I be better off just watching the TV series? Yeah, I really need to start thinking about getting rid of some stuff. And then we have Mad Mikkelsen in Arctic, which is sealed. But it was a really enjoyable film. I watched it when it first came out. I picked up a Blu-ray of it and not watched it since. Not 4K, obviously. And I imported this Air. You know, this film for me is like that. It's like the McDonald's one, you know, with Michael Keaton. I don't care how McDonald's was formed. I don't care how Nike signed Michael Jordan to their brand. I got no interest in that whatsoever. That being said, both films are really damn good. This is a damn good film. You know, I never knew that I could have such an enjoyable time watching a film about Nike Air signing Jordan. I didn't know I'd have such a good time watching a movie about the beginnings of McDonald's either. But yeah, I had to import that. I don't think it didn't get a physical release in this country. But damn good film, damn fine film. Good cast as well, you know. Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Jason Bateman, Marlon Wayans, Chris Tucker, Viola Davis. Yeah, it's a quality film. Next up, we have another Jessica Chastain movie with Oscar Isaac. That was his name earlier that I didn't get from Annihilation, Oscar Isaac. And it is A Most Violent Year. And I don't know why I haven't watched this. You know, if someone said to me, have you got that film? I would probably have said no. I can't even remember picking this film up. I'm taking this downstairs and I'm watching it tonight. And then we have Airborne. Nicolas Cage, Tommy Lee Jones, Sean Young. I knew the film as, in this country, in the UK, as Wings of the Apache. I remember it on VHS and renting it on VHS and probably owning it on VHS. I think I did own it on VHS. It was before I really liked Nicolas Cage, but I liked the film. Probably rubbish if I watch it now. I've not watched it since I picked it up. But, yeah, a decent... You know, well, as I recall, a decent film. I don't think it was rated very well, but, you know, I'd have to watch that again sometime. Next up, we have Ben Affleck in The Accountant. I believe this does have a 4K release, and I thought this was a really good film. That being said, I've watched it about 4 years ago. I don't think that it needs, for me, I need a 4K of it. Interestingly, this next one, I do have. I don't know why I've still got this. I honestly don't know why I've still got this set. Back to the Future Blu-ray set. Because I've got 4Ks of them already. Classic films. 3 classic films. And I did buy another set with this in because I wanted all the bump that was in it to go with the other set that I've got. The big one with the time things on the front, to go add some of that bump to that bump to give it more bump. I can get rid of that. That's going into the to-go pile because I've got them. Okay. Something needs to be done with this film. The Fly. It's a great film. David Cronenberg. You know, Jeff Goldblum. 4K. Oh, yeah, I would very likely pick up a 4K of The Fly. Why not? We ain't got many left, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, half a dozen. Then we're done. Okay, Martin Lawrence, Blue Streak. I watched this recently. I picked it up recently, within the past 6 months or something. I like Martin Lawrence. I think he's quite funny. This film was quite funny. It's stupid. There's one where he's the criminal and he hides the diamond in the police station, and or he hides the diamond in the building until the building then becomes a police station. He has to pretend to be a copper to go in and get it. And it's got Luke Wilson in it. Apologies. Fun film. Really enjoyed it. The 4K upgrade? Of course not. And then we have, Sting. Sting, the Spider film. Came out last year. And there was 2 Spider films came out last year. This one and the French one, Infestation. This one is more tongue-in-cheek-esque and doesn't really deliver too much in the way of spiders. You know, it was okay, but Infestation, the French one, far better, but yeah, Sting. Then we have, and I picked this up recently, I say recently, within the past year, and watched it when I got it, Unlawful Entry with Kurt Russell, Ray Liotta and Madeleine Stowe. Obviously, Ray Liotta's a copper, Madeleine Stowe is the wife of Kurt Russell, and she gets attacked by home intruders, and he comes in and sets up security and all this thing, but then he gets obsessed with her and, you know, gets a liking for her and starts stalking her, etc, etc, etc. Now, you know, you got some great actors there. You've got, you know, Kurt Russell's great. I was going to say Russell Crowe did. Ray Liotta is very good, and Madeleine Stowe, very good actress, and very good film. That being said, I would love to have seen Ray Liotta broaden his horizons and get cast as the hero in stuff instead. He did in Escape from Absalom, or whatever the other title for that film was, you know, the penitentiary one on the island, bit like Fortress, the Christopher Lambert movie. Escape from Absalom, I can't remember what the other title for the film was. I went in different territories, it went for different titles. And then after that, I thought, okay, let's see you play the goody in some more films, which never came to pass. But there we go. So next up, we have Wimbledon. Kirsten Dunst and Paul Bettany. I've not watched this since, well, DVD days. One of those ones where I'd got rid of all my DVDs, or, you know, and then it was one of the ones that I thought, oh, let's upgrade that. Let's get a Blu-ray of it, because I remember enjoying the film. I'm not a tennis fan. I don't care about Wimbledon. I work in Wimbledon, actually. It annoys me. I work in Wimbledon. During the tennis season, you know, trains are packed, a lot more idiots about, this sort of a thing. And, but it was a nice rom-com, and I don't mind a rom-com from time to time, but upgrade wise, nah, I wouldn't. And then we have Truman Show. Not watched it in long. I only picked this up as I'm filming this. I picked this up maybe 2 weeks ago. It formed part of my March pickup video. Yeah, it's got 4K already, Truman Show, I believe, but I didn't. You know, it's like, well, I want Truman Show. Let's just get the Blu-ray. It's all it needs, Blu-ray. And then also one that I picked up in March. It just happened to be put onto that shelf, and it's here. And it is Dolph Lundgren in Red Scorpion. Now, Red Scorpion is as I'm filming this, I may, as this is airing, I may have watched it by now. I hope I've watched it by now. As recording, I haven't watched it. I only got it like a week ago, less than a week ago. Again, it's formed my March pickup video, and just for clarity, as I'm recording this, it is the 31st of March, and my pickup video is airing in about an hour and a half time as I am speaking to you now, as I'm recording, if that makes sense. I don't know if this ends at the end of April, sorry, this episode I'm recording now, or sometime in May. But yeah, anyway, so Dolph Lundgren, Red Scorpion. It was a film that I'd been after for some time. I came across this for like £11, £10 from Amazon Germany. You know, it comes with art cards and a poster. I thought, okay, well, let's go with that one. It's got a little bit more to it than just a bulk standard release. Like I said, I haven't seen the film since the day of VHS. You know, decades old, this film. I haven't seen it, so I don't know how it stands up as a movie. But I like Lundgren. I enjoyed his stuff back then. I enjoy him now. So I pulled the trigger on it. Would I upgrade it to 4K? No, I know that this isn't one I'd consider 4K worthy. But yeah, so there we go. That's the last title. That is it. So, you know, let's have a look at what I've got here that I said would be upgrade worthy. So I'm going to take American Pie out of the equation because they're comedies. I don't think comedies require 4K upgrades. Hence why when I replaced the first one with the trade-ins, it was Blu-ray. I was fine with that. But I want to get the others to go with that set. And I will sell this on to, I don't know, trade it in, whatever happens with it. But yeah, but no, they're not 4K worthy upgrades. Is it stupid for me upgrading them? That's another video. That's another time for another video. Stupidity of buying the film you've already got. But there we go. But the ones that I said were 4K, that I would upgrade to 4K if they'd done 4K. I think this deserves some love, this film, most definitely. As, you know, it's a good film. It deserves something. It's a 20th Century Fox movie, though, isn't it? Which now means it's owned by Disney. Would Disney do anything with this? I don't know. And then we have AI, artificial intelligence. The irony is that they'd probably get AI to do the upgrade for it, and AI upgrades turned out to be a load of trash. But, you know, I mean, a lot of these upgrades would be dependent upon the transfer, obviously. If it's one of those moody transfers that's no good, then no. But I'm working on the basis that it gets a nice transfer. That's what I'm working on. But yeah, so AI, artificial intelligence, yes, because I actually really enjoy this movie. I think that Jude Law gives a fantastic performance in this. I do like his performance a lot. And I just like the film. I think it's got a lot of heart, a lot of emotion. Strong film. Then we have, like I said, Arachnophobia, just one from my childhood. Got a lot of good memories from this era of going cinema. You know, the story behind me going cinema, the person I went with, she was, you know, this redhead girl that I'd asked out in I think it's in year 2 of secondary school. But it's a good film. It's a good film, very effective in what it does, because unlike Sting gives you this, and so does that other film that I mentioned, Infestation, to a degree. The spiders get to a silly size, you know, an unrealistic size that spiders don't grow to, which in itself, you know, can be a bit creepy. But what I find is that this is far more effective than them. I'll get out in a minute, because it's real spiders. I mean, it's spiders that you would see in your house, the little ones, the littler spiders, you know, not massive, big, furry spiders. I know you got the big one at the end, you know, the parent spider, but you know, and in that, it's creepy, it's skin crawling. For me, it's really effective film. So yeah, great film, really good film. I remember, yeah, like I said, yeah, this is a great film, and yeah, most definitely. You know, what can I say about that? Armageddon, you know, I'm hoping, because there's talk of Con Air. So if Con Air comes, we could get The Rock, we could get this, you know, Touchstone films, that same era, 96, 97, this was 96. No, Rock was 96, Con Air was 97, this was 98. You know, they're films for me that, you know, they're the same. They're like a trilogy of films that kind of sit together and work together. And for me anyway, I know Nicolas Cage are the other two. This one ain't Nicolas Cage, but you know, you've got the Bruckheimer stuff that, you know, and all that together, and Michael Bay, Rock, and this. But yeah, this is one of those films that most certainly needs some love, some treatment, something done to it, because, you know, as stupid as the film is, as silly as I think it's a great film. I think it's, you know, it's well paced. It's got a lot of action. It's, you know, it's up there on the screen, all the stuff. It's a great film. And Bruce Willis, you know, come on, it's Bruce Willis. Yeah, most definitely. That's the last one. Anyway, so tell me, is there any titles there that you yourself would consider giving an upgrade? I'd be interested to know. Yeah, let me know in the comments down below. And hopefully see you all very soon on the next one. Take care.